Hello everyone. Welcome to June Loops. A little disclaimer before we get to the video. These are only my opinions, not facts. Unless stated otherwise, you don't have to agree. Don't hesitate to share yours.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop pressuring idols into sharing more content. Idols are constantly pressured into sharing more and always more content. It's like y'all forgot how much they already got on their plates. Groups like Twice and BTS have multiple shows ongoing, have seasonal packages, they have yearly tours, and so on top of comebacks. Idols have to go through the process before comebacks like rehearsals, album recordings, and some even produce and writes the lyrics, shooting, and more. And then they come back and get to go through promotions on variety shows, get through weeks of performing the songs live. I could probably go for hours about this. All of this to say that they are already extremely overworked even when we don't see it. And yet all y'all care about are freaking selkas and V lives. Never forget that these are human beings and that their mental health matter just as much as yours do. Second-gen stans are so embarrassing. Stop comparing second-gen groups to third-gen groups and newer ones. Stop living in the past. You want to keep standing groups that disbanded and older groups? Fine, but that shouldn't be a reason to be such a pain in the ass. There are great third-gen groups and bad ones, just like it's the same with the second-gen. I'm going to hurt your feelings, but only very few of these groups manage to bring something on the table, and by very few I mean 2NE1, Girls' Generation, Wonder Girls, EXIT and SHINee. I can only count with the fingers of one hand the numbers of groups that actually made a long-lasting impact, and even less will be remembered for their music careers. And yes, BTS shook the table, and will keep doing so. Twice is very successful and will be remembered. A lot of rookie groups are doing more than what second-gen groups thought they were doing. Stop bringing up your dead groups every time something happens. You sound like a boomer. A lot of boy groups sound the same, and most of it is just noise to me. I'm not trying to be mean. I really tried listening to a lot of rookies groups that I won't name, but oh boy. I really can't. They all have that same noisy type of beat I don't even know how to describe. It's like the producers sit in the studio and decide to combine all genres they can find. I really don't get it. If this trend don't stop, K-pop is going to be hell. Of course, I'm not saying that there aren't good sounds out there, but I honest to God come across that same type of beat more often than not. To all the K-pop producers out there who think experimenting with sounds is making borderline noises, it's time to throw your next elevator music hit to the trash, I beg you. Blackpink is the revolution. Well, that's what they were supposed to be. I really don't see it. It's been nearly 4 years since their debut and no full album in sight. Don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming it on the girls, but 100% on YG. I can't really understand what's going on and why he decided to neglect the group that makes most of his revenue, and it's really pissing me off. As a former stan of the group and a current casual listener, it just irks me how vile that man is. Because of this, I feel like Blackpink won't get as big as they were going to be. All this bad promo around the girls, being called Instagram models instead of musicians and performers, having no content whatsoever from the group unless it's magazine covers or ads, it's just so sad. There's so much pent-up energy in their fandom because the fans have no content from Blackpink is driving them insane. They are starting to eat each other and everyone around. It's just not really a healthy environment for a comeback, I think. I feel like the group is going to crumble down if they don't actually bring something new, something fresh with their next comeback. It's now or never to be the revolution. Okay, hear me out. ARMYs are not the most problematic fandoms in the K-pop community. In fact, I've seen a worse behavior from certain K-pop fandoms in the past. And I don't doubt that they won't change anytime soon. Yes, ARMYs are a bigger fandom, so when something happens, it does on a bigger scale. But I assure you that if ARMYs was that problematic, they would have done way worse than calling a few groups flops. Which by the way is funny to me. Why do y'all care so much about what a group of people you supposedly hate have to say about your faves? I can list a few K-pop fandoms that are actually problematic. I've seen these fandoms participate in targeted bullying and associate themselves with racists and xenophobes just so they can drag BTS and ARMYs. That for me is the definition of toxic. So that was it for today. Remember that idols are human beings just like you.
Before you say something on the internet, ask yourself if you would appreciate the same thing being said about you. Kpop is that serious. They're actual human beings reading each bad comments to have to say about these people. If it's not nice, don't say it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay home and be safe.